Hello, my name is HBROYALBLOOD and I do DOLO guides for my channel. Now you might be wondering, what is DOLO? DOLO is when one person plays on two accounts to get the max efficiency on most monsters and bosses. If you want something AFK and easy, then you have come to the right place. Barrows is a good spot if one wants to learn how to DOLO, since it brings in around 2 to 3 mil per hour. The Barrows has a drop rate of 1 out of 17 to get any item, which makes it close to 1 out of 8 since you're doloing. This makes it by far one of the most interesting dolo spots since the frequency of seeing items is very high. This is also a very good spot to get elite clues, so if you want to get your elite clues for your masters, this is the spot. It is quite difficult at first to get used to playing at Barrows, and I made a guide on how to do this in the description below. One thing before we go into number 9 is that you should make sure that you have your strange lockpicks, which can unlock any door at the chest level. This is very important so you don't have to go searching around, and it only costs around 80k in the GE. Demonic Gorillas is definitely one of the harder dolo spots out of these 10, but it's pretty good money since it does give you 3 to 4 mil per hour. Now you might be thinking that bringing 2 accounts is going to be way harder, but actually it makes it easier. The most important thing here is to make sure that you are Darocking and using Guthans. The objective is to heal as much as you can with your Guthans, while you're doing as much DPS as you can with your Darok. It seems very hard, but if you're still wanting details, I also made a video on this so you can see this in the description below. The core items you should be getting to make your life easier are Ring of Suffering for your tank and the SGS. With these items, you should be able to tank fine. Krill, aka the Zami boss, is a pretty easy boss since it's pretty AFK for 75% of the time in there, and it's easy to get your KC for this boss. The boss brings in about 4 to 5 mil since Zami spears are less than 12 mil at a time in this video. Your tools of destruction is going to be the Arclight, whether you're on task or not. And if you have guessed it, yes, I made a video on this, so check it out if you want more details. You'll want to at least bring 2 BGSs on your main and DPS account to make this boss built like cheese. Now the Crazy Archaeologist is something that I bet most people weren't expecting to be on this list, but there is a reason why I put it on here, and that is because it is a good way to get good on doloing. You will be making around 1 to 2 mil per hour, and it's quite important to have both of your accounts to have Ancients. If you do not have Ancients, simply use a Burning Amulet to get there. The best way to kill this boss is to use the melee and not mage, since the mace can hit up to high 60s if you are maxed. And to start it, you'll want to start at the top square where he spawns. Once he says Rain of Knowledge, simply click the other box below and let the auto retaliate do the work. Now if you really want something that is super AFK, the Rune Dragons is your best bet. I personally do not like the 1 mil per hour Rune Dragons, but it does have its uses. The requirements are pretty high, but it's definitely worth getting for 2 reasons. One, because it unlocks the lazy and AFK methods of doloing, and if you have the stats to do Monkey Madness 2, you will have the stats to do most of the bosses in the game. The most important item is to get your Dragon Hunter Lance, which will boost your kills per hour by a lot. The armor doesn't really matter, so don't worry about it. You can AFK for around at least 45 seconds from full HP, but do be careful because sometimes these dragons can combo you out. The Abyssal Demon brings in about 2 mil per hour, and it's a good place to get your shards for Zami while getting some GP. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what Abyssal Demons are, but don't underestimate them because they have their uses. Now this list wouldn't be good if I didn't add in Kriara. The reason why this is my favorite boss is because not only is it the most AFK in the God Wars dungeon, but it is also the best boss for GP. Arma drops 2 of the biggest items in God Wars dungeon right behind the Sarah Hilt, or at least it was. I do have a guide on this boss, but I should warn you that it has some mic quality since it was my first ever video, which means I might do an update on Kriara soon. The link is in the description below. DAGONNATH Kings, the OG Kings, is way easier to dolo. When doloing, you can expect to make around 2 to 3 mil per hour, and even 4 mil if you have the diary on one account. This is also a good place to learn how to dolo, and my guide on this is in the description below. Basically, you want to have one account kill Prime and Supreme, while the Mage account kills Rex. It doesn't get easier than this, and the requirements for this boss isn't very high. If you are restless and you don't want to grind your levels, then I recommend you to do this boss since it's easy and it gives you a chance to get 3 pets too. Another wilderness boss that I love going is VENENATIS. As long as you don't have arachnophobia, this boss is definitely one of the safest bosses to do the wild, along with Crazy Archaeologist. The GP per hour is going to be 3 to 4 mil per hour, and you should at least expect 2 mil per hour with no valuable drops. The best part about this boss is that you can mass this boss like Corp. And another good thing about this boss is that 95% of the time you will be standing in the single zone. I have a guide in the description below. The Alchemical HYDRA is definitely one of the best bosses that beats Vorkath and Zulrah if you are solo. But what if you can do this boss on both accounts? The easy answer is it is very possible to do this on both accounts. However, it is hard. It does require 95 Slayer, which makes it very hard to get, but honestly it is one of the best payoffs, if not better, than Arma. You will want to use the melee method for this, because in the melee method, you can skip the flame part and completely dodge it. This boss is not AFK, but how can you complain when this boss brings in 6 to 8 mil per hour? Now I know what you guys are thinking about. Where is Raids 1 or Nightmare Dolo? The honest truth is, it's not worth doing Nightmare because all the prices have dropped so much to the point it's not worth the difficulty. For Raids 1, your main source of income is going to be either getting a TiVo and getting lots of deck scrolls, which is less than the price of toilet papers you can get in Walmart. To be honest, challenge raids is a different story, and it can potentially give you a lot of money, but to be honest, who the heck wants to learn challenge dolo raids in the first place? It's difficult, and you're probably going to quit within the first 2 raids. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and make sure to join my Discord, where I'll be doing lots of giveaways left and right, and if you guys want to chat or ask questions, come in and I'll answer them. That's going to be all, and I'll see you guys in the next video.